Yes. Hi there. Welcome to the nuclear reactor. My name's Daniel, and I am the nuclear reactor. I'm new to this. Give me a freaking break. Now, the first thing you might want to ask is what the heck is this and what the show is about, and where you came up with that title. It's called Nuclear Reactor because this is a show about the nuclear family, in particular, how husbands deal with their wives and how parents deal with their children. I'm using a lot of my own perspectives here because I have a nuclear family. I'm married, I got kids, and I want to give some viewpoints, some observations, some advice, perspectives about how that functions. So you're going to get plenty of truth here and hopefully a few jokes. I try not to be too serious, and hopefully you gain some perspective. Now, who am I? In the grand scheme of things, I'm just a bozo. But really, I am. Again, my name is Daniel. If I didn't say that at the beginning, probably did. But I'm a 40-year-old as of this video. I am a devoted Christian man. Love the Lord. Love me some Jesus. And not in that cultural sense. Not one of those people that, they say they're a Christian and then they hide it, kind of stuff it away somewhere. No, I love me some Jesus. You can ask anybody I know. I've been a husband for 13 wonderful years, and I've been a father for 10 of those wonderful years. It's been a true blessing. And when you combine all those things together, husband, faithful, devoted to the Lord, has two kids that you're trying to raise right. In this current day and age, I am public enemy number one. Um, and that's a big reason why I created this podcast. I'll get into the why more, but we need more voices and more people that are willing to love their family and not look at their wives and their children as some kind of burden or some kind of mishap. And I think I can provide some perspective with that. I do want to be clear here that I am not a pastor, devoted Christian, but not a pastor. I didn't go to seminary. I'm not in professional ministry. I'm not a doctor. I have a degree. I'm not that degreed. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a life coach. I don't use weird crystals or acupuncture or any kind of voodoo stuff. I'm just the guy that says things. Might come off as judgmental. It might come off as this guy is too heavy or he's full of himself. Try not to be. I can see it portrayed that way. That's about me. Next thing, I'm going to tell you why I made this show. I went into it a little bit, but for me, this is a form of catharsis with some ministry mixed in. Not professional ministry. Let me be clear about that again. And I think with this show that maybe I can provide some wisdom, provide some insight to a gentleman out there that might be struggling in his marriage, might be struggling to raise kids, parents that don't know what to do, that don't know how to handle this culture. Maybe I can even encourage some parents or some children that maybe are on the right path, but they don't have any encouragement. They don't have anyone to tell them, hey, you're doing okay. Sometimes it's good to hear that. So I try to inject a lot of positivity into this. Yeah, I'll touch on some cultural issues that are displeasing, but mainly this is a positive flowing sort of show. And where and when am I filming this? As you can see from some of the stuff behind me, there's some storage behind me. I'm doing this in my basement. I'm probably not going to do every single episode from my basement. I'm probably going to do some. I'll be outside in nature. Maybe I'll be in my car. I see a lot of influencers out there. They make videos in their car, probably because it's a private space with more soundproofing. Whatever. I'm doing this in my basement because it's comfortable. It's roomy. Also, this is where I keep a lot of my important stuff, like the washer and dryer and my weightlifting equipment. Yeah, the basement is a big deal in this household. Now, what do I need from you? I need listening ears. That's the most important thing I need. Listening ears that are open and receptive to even the truth, even hard pills to swallow. Again, I try to joke and be fun and jovial, but I just need you to listen. I need some encouragement. Drop a kind word, say, hey, keep going, man. You're doing your best. If you don't feel that way, try not to be too hard on me. Try to give some advice if you can, some constructive criticism. I'm asking for civility, so don't cuss people out in the comments and say all kinds of nasty things. Let's try to be civil. Let's try not to take things personal. I know I'm going to say some things when I do these shows that people are going to take as you're being too harsh on this group of people or that situation, or you're being too harsh or whatever it might be. Hey, just understand that I'm trying to be civil here. I'm trying to say whatever truth that I got going on. And what I do need from you and what I hope and pray for you is that you love God and you love others. That's the greatest commandment right there. You love others, or you love God, you love others. I'm not talking about that fleeting, passionate, lustful type of love. I'm talking about being a servant to others and being sacrificial to others, just like God would do to you. I would hope this encourages people to do that just from watching the videos. Maybe it inspires them to do a little more than they're already doing. And again, I hope they feel encouraged. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. I got a lot more stuff for you as time goes on, trying to up the equipment, the video equipment, the sound equipment. Maybe I'll throw some music on there. Who knows? But best thing that I could have done is to just hit record and to keep going with my little notepad of notes here. So thank you for joining, and thank you for being active. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace and God bless.